Hello English 10 class. My name is Michelle Long. I am your instructor for this class, and we are going to be reviewing in this podcast topic sentences in chapter 3. And if you have the 4th edition, you can open up your book to page 58, and we're going to be kind of talking about this particular page, composing a topic sentence, and then how you would narrow it down to where you would need to create a successful topic sentence in your paragraph. An effective paragraph is focused, it's detailed, it's logical, it's expressed very well, and in order to allow that to happen, you of course have to start out with a really good topic sentence, and I'm going to teach you how to create a really good topic sentence in this presentation. So a writer has to narrow a topic into a focused main idea. Your topic and your topic sentence cannot be so broad that you can't narrow it down. It can also not be too detailed that you can't expand from it. So a detailed topic sentence offers only the details that are relevant to the main idea. So your main idea is going to be stated in your topic sentence, and the rest of the details in the paragraph are going to have to apply to that main idea. It provides adequate details to support the main idea. It's kind of like when you go to, let's say, a birthday party, and the person that's having the party is obviously given the party for that reason, and that is for the person's birthday. Everything during that party is relating back to the theme, and that is the birthday. So when you branch off and you talk to other people, you might be talking about the person that is having the party, the person that is having the birthday. If you notice, all the decorations revolve around the birthday. So it's kind of like when you're writing a paragraph, you want to stay in the main theme, and if you have a sentence that kind of stands out as not fitting in with the main idea, you'll have to remove that sentence. It's kind of like going to a birthday party and showing up in a Halloween costume. You're really not fitting with that theme. And of course you would want to leave and then come back in your regular clothes because it's just a birthday party. Organizes supporting details in a logical flow of information. So your details have to flow logically in your paragraph. You don't want to go off on tangents and talk about other things that don't relate to that topic sentence or that main idea. You have to pull that information out. You want to stick to the subject. You want to use effective expression. So just like you did with your descriptive paragraph, you used a lot of words that were descriptive. They described emotions, feeling, what you're hearing, what you're seeing, things like that. So your paragraph one, you have to be express what you're saying very well. Obviously, you want to use good sentence structure and you want to use good grammar. The topic sentence always expresses the main point of the paragraph. So just like you're going to the party, the main theme is the birthday. Everything's revolved around the birthday. The cake, the decorations, the presents, everything revolves around the birthday. Just like your entire paragraph has to revolve around your topic sentence. Same thing with your paragraphs, and your essays have to revolve around the thesis, which we'll talk about later. And the topic sentence acts as a driver. So if you're driving in a car and you have a passenger and you have 3 people in the back seat, you are the driver. You are the one who is getting your group to its destination. That is exactly what a topic sentence does. It controls the idea. All of the ideas are controlled by the topic sentence, just like the passenger in the back seat, people in the back seat are controlled by you as the driver, because you're the one who is controlling the car and controlling where the destination is for the people. The topic sentence acts very similar to that. As an example, if you were to write a sentence, a topic sentence in a paragraph that states nurses need to be detail-oriented, well, you can kind of talk about how nurses can be detail-oriented because of the scope of their profession. There's so much involved with nursing that if you were to try to put that into a paragraph and try to condense it into a paragraph, it would be absolutely impossible. So you don't want your topic to be too broad. You don't want it to be too broad, like detail-oriented is just way too broad. I mean, you're going to have to bring that in. You're going to have to rein that in there with what it is that you want to control your topic sentence in order to control your paragraph with. Okay, so control your topic sentence a little bit better. We're going to add some more detail into the topic sentence. So we're going to say, instead of nurses have to be detail-oriented, we're going to add some three things into our topic sentence that we're going to focus our paragraph on. Nurses play a critical role in ensuring patient care. Therefore, the nurse must be detail-oriented in the care provided, in the instructions given to the patient, and in documentation of the care given. So you can talk about, in your paragraph, those three particular things in terms of the care provided. And so the nurse certainly doesn't want to give medication to a patient that does not need that medication. Instructions given to the patient, usually when patients are discharged, they're given forms that give them the diagnosis and the care that they should take towards themselves in order to get better. And then documentation of the care given, the nurse needs to document in the patient's chart all of the information that happened during the visit. So you can kind of work your paragraph into maybe talk about 2 sentences about the care provided, maybe 2 sentences about how nurses should give instructions to the patient, and also maybe 1 or 2 sentences before your concluding sentence about how nurses give documentation of the care that was given that day. So talking about strong topic sentences, you certainly do not want to say love is important, because how many books, how many movies, how many novels have been written about love? You can probably sit here and talk for a year straight without taking a break about what love is. There's no way you can condense that into a paragraph. So you don't want to be that broad. You also don't want to be too narrow, on the other hand. You don't want to say something like, my girlfriend was born on March 2nd. Well, there's really not much you can say about that. I don't know how you would branch that out unless something spectacular happened on March 2nd. Then maybe you could say something, but it's too detailed, it's too narrow to even think about expanding from that. So you want to kind of be somewhere in the middle. You want to say something like, during my first relationship, I learned a lot about being honest. So not only are you talking about something as broad as a relationship, you're narrowing it in, and then you're refocusing it to honesty in relationships. So you could probably put that in a paragraph. You certainly would not be able to talk about just relationships in general in a paragraph, but you can talk about honesty in relationships. You could probably fit that into a paragraph. So 2 parts that have to be provided in a topic sentence. You have to have a narrowed subject and, of course, the central point that you're trying to make. You need to have both of them in a topic sentence in order to be a good topic sentence. All right, so as an example, in this particular paragraph, we have hiring a roofing company without checking references was a mistake. And the reason why this is a good topic sentence is because if you were to take a look at each one of the sentences in the paragraph, it relates to that sentence. First, the workers showed up 3 days late. Okay, so that definitely relates to the topic sentence, because if you did check references, you would know that these workers show up late, and you probably would not hire them. The second sentence is, when they finally arrived, they awakened us out of a deep sleep by banging loudly on our roof at 6 a.m. Well, if you would have checked references and if you would have spoken to other customers and learned about this roofing company, you probably would not have hired them. So this definitely does refer back to the topic sentence. The next sentence, the workers left debris, fast food lunch wrappers, empty cola cans lying on our lawn. That just gives an example of why it's good to check for references. The next sentence is, one worker tumbled off the roof and flattened my prized rose bush. Finally, they used 2 different lots of shingles, so part of the roof is a shade later than the other. Those are 2 also examples of, yeah, you definitely want to look and check for references when you're hiring a roofing company, because you probably just contracted into this company and you're probably paying a lot of money for them, and now you're finding that they're incompetent. So look at this paragraph, look at each sentence, make sure it relates back to the topic sentence, being hiring a roofing company without checking references was a mistake, yes. And then your concluding sentence, I should say, that every paragraph has, I will never hire any workers again without checking references. So basically the concluding sentence kind of restates the topic sentence in the paragraph without restating it verbatim. So 3 things when you're writing a good topic sentence. You definitely want to state your main idea clearly. You don't want to leave it questionable or leaving a question mark over anyone's head. You want to hook your reader's attention right away. So if your topic sentence is the first sentence in your paragraph, which it does not have to be, you probably don't want it to be last, but sometimes it can be the second sentence, sometimes it can be the third, maybe even the fourth. That's okay, but normally in most cases it is the first sentence. When it is the first sentence, you not only have to make sure that it's a good topic sentence, but you want to hook your reader's attention so they want to continue reading your paragraph after that. You also want to keep it short. I mean, you can make it, a little bit longer because you want to add some detail, a little bit of detailed information in there to back up the main idea, but you want to keep it short enough that keeps your intention clear. Okay, so a general topic for a topic sentence you could talk about dieting. Of course, you don't want this to be your narrowed subject. You want it to just be the general topic that you're going to be focusing on. So there you want to branch out and talk more about maybe a healthful diet in your topic sentence, or you can talk about maybe a couple dangerous diets, like 1 or 2 of them, and then you can compare them in your paragraph, or just talk about them. The next thing, another topic that you can talk about in your topic sentence or in your paragraph is exercise, but you certainly don't want to leave it there. You don't want to just talk about exercise in your topic sentence. It's too broad. You want to narrow it down to something a little bit more detailed in terms of exercise. You can talk about the effects of exercise. You could talk about also the types of exercise. You can make either one of these things discussions for your topic sentence. So if you look in chapter 3, go ahead and read that section where it says narrow the topic under composing a topic sentence, again on page 58, and it gives you an idea of, sometimes in a topic sentence, a good idea maybe is to put your opinion in also, expressing words that are expressive, or you can use, of course, your brainstorming techniques, but you want your topic sentence to have a combination of a general and a narrowed subject. And then, of course, it goes on to talk about patterns of organization, so go ahead and read about that. Okay, so here is an example of the Word document that I uploaded to Moodle. This is going to be your homework assignment. And the homework assignment, if you want to, you can stop this podcast, go and download it and take a look at it while I'm actually talking about it. But this is a snapshot view. It only has the first 3 columns in there. There's an extra column in your homework. But what I want you to do is create topic sentences, and I want you to use this formula. The formula is you want to find out what your topic is going to be for your paragraph. What's the main general topic? Then what you want to do from there is you want to control that topic and narrow it down to a more focused angle of the topic. So as an example, if your topic in your paragraph is about relationships, let's think about something that we can talk about relationships. Because you can't do a paragraph on relationships. There's no way possible you can do that. But if you narrow it down to honesty in relationships, then what you can do is use the topic and the controlling idea, combine them together, and then come up with ideas, brainstorm, think about your different ideas in your head, write down some ideas, take the topic, the controlling idea, and then some of your ideas that you wrote about or some ideas that you have thoughts in your head, and then from there create your topic sentence. And this is the general formula that I would like you to do in your homework. At the very end of your homework at the bottom, I do have an example of there that you can use this formula for your descriptive paragraph. So I do want you to put that in there. I want you to put your topic sentence that you're going to be using for your descriptive paragraph in here using this formula. So I want you to get used to using this when you start creating paragraphs later on. Use this formula. It really helps. I think it really helps create a good topic sentence when you do use this formula. So going back to the slide, when you combine your topic and your controlling idea as honesty in relationships, you think about your ideas. A good topic sentence is, during my first relationship, I learned a lot about being honest. That's how you can start out your paragraph. You can start it out. Then you can branch out from there in your paragraph. So topic sentence basically has just one main idea in it. You certainly don't want to have 2 and 3 main ideas in your topic sentence because you're going to confuse the reader. And you also may confuse yourself as to what it is that you want to write in your paragraph. So topic sentence definitely has to have one main idea where all of the rest of the sentences are going to branch off from that main idea. And you can also use the concept mapping rubric graphical representation that I gave you in the beginning of the term to branch off from your topic sentence into your paragraph as well. So that's another example. You not only can use it for your essay, you can also use it for your paragraphs. So usually by default, the first sentence of every paragraph is the topic sentence, but of course if you want to be creative, you can put it as the second or the third. You can be very creative that way. Without the supporting details, the topic sentence is basically just an unproved sentence. So if you wrote a topic sentence and the rest of the sentences in the paragraph do not relate to the topic sentence, you are really telling your reader to really go nowhere. You're going nowhere. So you want to relate all of the rest of your sentences to your topic sentence, and it allows better reading for the reader. So here is an example of a paragraph that does not have a topic sentence, and it has to do with Friends. So I don't know if you remember Friends, could be before your time, but I actually used to watch the show back in the 90s, and it was one of my favorite shows. And there was a famous actress on there, Jennifer Aniston, and her name was Rachel, and she wore Guess jeans and Calvin Klein's jeans, which made those jeans very popular. Made the fashion it was very popular fashion back in the 90s because of that show. So I'm going to read this paragraph to you, and as I'm reading the paragraph, think about a good topic sentence in your mind as I'm reading. During the 1990s, I really enjoyed watching Friends on television every Thursday night. I really wanted Rachel's haircut. I think every girl wanted Rachel's haircut back then. Rachel's haircut went really well with the Guess jeans that were so popular in the 1990s. I remember all the advertisements for Guess and Calvin Klein jeans that were in each month's Sassy magazine. I don't think Sassy magazine exists anymore, but it was one of the most popular magazines for young women in the 1990s. So just looking at that paragraph, you're looking at maybe some things that they're talking about with the jeans and the pants. Fashion. So maybe something that has to do with entertainment. Also magazines is another thing. So let's think about what I just read and pull those ideas together and create a topic sentence. So in the next slide, I'll show you a really good topic sentence for this paragraph, and you may or may not have thought of one in your mind similar to it, but thinking about the 1990s brings back a lot of memories for me about fashion and popular culture. So again, if you read through the paragraph again, each sentence relates back to somehow or some way it being memories about fashion and culture, popular culture. So this is an excellent, you may have thought of a very good one also, but this is an example of a really good topic sentence for this paragraph. So let's say you're taking a test and your teacher asks you to read the paragraph, and the paragraph has a topic sentence in it, but you have to tell the instructor what sentence is the topic sentence. So what you would want to do is you want to follow these instructions clearly. So the first thing you want to do is read the paragraph carefully, even if you have to read it 2 to 3 times. You want to read the paragraph. You want to look for one sentence that kind of sums up the entire paragraph's subject. And obviously it could be anywhere in the paragraph if you don't know where it is and you're trying to search it. It could be any one of the sentences. But once you think you may have found the topic sentence, go back and read the rest of the sentences in the paragraph to make sure that it relates back to that topic sentence. Okay, so here we have a paragraph, and what I would like you to do is figure out which one of these sentences are the topic sentence by following the instructions that I just gave you. So I'm going to read through the paragraph, and then we're going to determine which one of these sentences, where all of the sentences relate back to that sentence. Most people, regardless of race, age, or gender, compare themselves to others, and some become obsessive about their looks. This obsession can lead to 3 types of eating disorders. One of the most common eating disorder, anorexia nervosa, occurs when people severely restrict their food intake. Sometimes they stop eating altogether. Also, anorexics often exercise excessively to control their weight. Another common eating disorder is bulimia nervosa. Bulimia can be described as self-induced vomiting after eating large amounts of food to avoid weight gain. In addition, bulimics often use laxatives and enemas as part of their efforts to control their weight. Anorexia and bulimia lead to unhealthy weight loss and even death without proper treatment and counseling. Third common eating disorder, compulsive overeating, is marked by uncontrollable eating and weight gain. Compulsive eaters take in large amounts of food in a very short period of time. This disorder leads to obesity, and obesity increases the risk of heart disease and cancer. Ultimately, all 3 of these eating disorders can be cured with a proper treatment. Okay, so in most cases we do have the topic sentence as the first sentence. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first sentence. Most people, regardless of age, race, or gender, compare themselves to others, and some become obsessive about their looks. Look at that sentence. Are the rest of the sentences in relation to that main idea that's expressed there? No. Number 2, talking about eating disorders is really not comparing someone who is obsessive about their looks. Number 3 is actually giving us an example of an eating disorder, which is anorexia nervosa. Now, number 4, talking more about anorexics exercise excessively. I guess that could have something to do with obsessive about their looks. And number 5, another common eating disorder is bulimia nervosa. No, because being obsessive about their looks really doesn't have a lot. It doesn't really connect as much as we would want it to be with bulimia nervosa, as another sentence may. So, having said that, I've just found 3 sentences that really don't relate back to that, so we're going to scratch that off of our list as being the topic sentence. Let's go to the next one. This obsession can lead to 3 types of eating disorders. Okay, so let's look at number 3. Sentence 3 relates back to it because it's talking about anorexia. Sentence 4 does, because it also talks about another example of anorexia. 5 does also relate because it's talking about bulimia. Number 6 is given an example of bulimia, and 7. And then 8 relates back to number 2. 9 relates back to 2, 10, and 11. We're not really going to look at 12 because 12 is our concluding sentence, but the concluding sentence actually also relates back to number 2. So I think we have found our topic sentence, and it's the second sentence in the paragraph. This obsession can lead to 3 types of eating disorders. So yes, if you chose number 2, you are correct. Good job. So for homework tonight, what I would like you to do is review the topic sentence formula handout that I uploaded to this week's Moodle Rooms. That And also, don't forget your descriptive paragraph is also due, and that is uploaded in Moodle as well. And in the second page, don't forget to look at the second page, is the rubric, where I'm going to be using the rubric to grade your paragraphs. These two assignments are uploaded, and for the descriptive paragraph, you do have to click on the link that takes you out to the instructions. So you have to actually click twice. You have to click once on the descriptive paragraph, it'll take you out, and then you have to click again for the instructions. And it's a link within that assignment. The end. Thank you. Any questions, please send me an email. Your submissions can be sent to my email or through the submissions tab in Moodle Room. And your assignments, again, if you want to, you can open up in Word. You can complete it in Word, save it, and then send it back to me, or you can print the document and type on the document, and then either take a picture or scan it and send it back to me through submissions or email. Thank you. Any questions, just send me an email, mlong@bit.edu.